Welcome to this edition of Ethical Sustainable Investment News and Analysis to Profit By. I'm Ron Robbins, an ethical investing pioneer for over 40 years, quoted in the Wall Street Journal, MarketWatch, the Globe and Mail, and numerous other media, and founder of the highly respected global ethical sustainable investing information website, Investing for the Soul. And please listen to my disclaimer statement at the end of this podcast. Now enjoy this podcast. Hello, Ron Robbins here. Welcome to podcast episode 55, published on April 9th, titled Feel Good Investments That Make Money, and presented by Investing for the Soul. Investingforthesoul.com is your site for vital global, ethical, and sustainable investing news, commentary, information, and resources. Remember that you can find a full transcript, links to content, including stocks, symbols, quotes, and bonus material at this episode's podcast page located at investingforthesoul.com/podcasts, and Google any terms that are unfamiliar to you. I start with a list of recommendations that originally appeared on GoBankingRates.com. It's titled 15 Investments That Make You Feel Good While You Make Money, and is by John Cesar. As usual, I'll mention the company name, followed by some brief comments by Mr. Cesar. 1. 3M. International conglomerate 3M views its code of conduct as not just a representation of its values, but a competitive advantage as well. 3M provides a number of well-known products, from Post-it notes to Scotch tape. Over the past year, the stock is up about 52%. 2. Aflac. The company believes that acting ethically and responsibly is an important part of its business and is the only insurance company to make Ethisphere's list every year since 2007, including 2020. 3. Best Buy. The threat of competition from the likes of Amazon and other online retailers drove Best Buy's stock below $12 in 2012, before it executed an amazing turnaround that pushed it to new highs in 2020. In 2020, Best Buy made Ethisphere's list of most ethical companies for the 6th time. 4. Colgate-Palmolive. Colgate-Palmolive is a leading global consumer products brand. In addition to operating by a code of ethics, Colgate-Palmolive has an ethics line that employees can contact to get advice or ask questions about potential violations of the company's policies. It also operates a sustainability website. 5. Kimberley-Clark. In 2017 alone, the maker of Huggies, Kleenex, Scott, and other leading brands conducted 238 social compliance audits across its supply chain. Its board of directors includes 11 independent members and has 31% minority representation. 6. Microsoft. The software giant is well known for the charitable work of the founder, former CEO and current board member Bill Gates. Microsoft also has placed on Ethisphere's list of most ethical companies 9 years in a row. 7. Pepsico. Pepsico is now one of the world's leading providers of food and beverages, with brands ranging from Quaker and Gatorade to Frito-Lay and Tropicana. In terms of sustainability, diversity, and engagement, Pepsico has earned numerous awards. 8. Salesforce. Salesforce is much loved on Wall Street, with analysts slapping an average strong buy rating on the stock. Salesforce says it brings customers and companies together through customer relationship management solutions. 9. U.S. Bancorp. In 2021, U.S. Bank was named to Ethisphere's World's Most Ethical list for the 7th year in a row. U.S. Bank also has committed to reducing its operational greenhouse gas emissions by 40% by 2029 and 60% by 2044, using 2014 as a baseline. 10. Weyerhaeuser. The company is one of the largest private landlords in the U.S. It has used that land for more than a century, primarily to produce wood products. Weyerhaeuser has placed on Ethisphere's list 11 times. 11. Wyndham Hotels and Resorts. In 2020, Wyndham Hotels and Resorts was tagged by Ethisphere for the 2nd year in a row as one of the world's most ethical companies. Analysts see good things ahead with an average strong buy rating. 12. Beyond Meat. Beyond Meat was one of the most noteworthy IPOs of 2019, skyrocketing from an initial offering price of $25 to a high of $72.75. One reason for the excitement around the stock is that its main products are plant-based alternatives to meats. 13. Tesla. Tesla's stock in 2020 was particularly volatile, skyrocketing over 740% by year's end. In terms of trying to be an ethical company and advancing the human race, Tesla has made some extraordinary gestures. In 2014, for example, Musk announced that he was no longer protecting Tesla patents on electric vehicle technology, making them open source and available to any interested parties. 14. Ecolab. Ecolab has been on Ethisphere's most ethical list since its inception in 2007, marking 14 consecutive years of receiving the honor. Ecolab keeps striving to improve in the future, setting sustainability goals of halving its carbon emissions by 2030. The stock has been a huge winner, rising more than 80% over the past 5 years. 15. International Paper. International Paper is considered a cyclical stock. For now, analysts are lukewarm on the company with an average buy. From an ethical standpoint, International Paper is a standout, having appeared on Ethisphere's list for 15 straight years. End quotes. Here's another group of stock picks for ethical and sustainable investors from investorplace.com. It's titled 7 ESG Investments to Buy for Ethical Investing, and it's by Will Ashworth. Again, first the company name, followed by brief comments from the article's author. 1. Apple. Apple became the world's most profitable company, earning $59 billion, more than any other public company on the planet. Apple was planning to launch its iPhone 13 lineup in late September or early October. Wedbush Securities estimates that it will produce 25% more phones for the iPhone 13 than it did for last year's models. I would continue to expect big things from Apple. The fact that it meets ethical investing standards is a bonus. 2. Microsoft. Yes, again. Microsoft is said to be in discussions to buy invite-only chat platform Discord for more than $10 billion. In December, after obtaining new funding, Discord had an enterprise value of $7 billion. Although Microsoft and other interested parties are having discussions with the platform, it's thought that the company would prefer to go public. 3. WEX Inc. If you've got a fleet to run, lots of corporate payments, or looking to improve the way you administer your company's health and benefit plans, WEX is there to help. WEX stock is up about 96% in the past year. 4. Unilever plc. Unilever continues to be a bit of a mystery from a performance perspective. Down 6.23% year to date through March 29th, but up almost 15% over the past 52 weeks. It's hard to know which stock will show up over the long haul. 5. Toyota. On March 24th, Toyota announced a partnership with Isuzu Motors and Hino Motors to develop small commercial trucks powered by both electric batteries and hydrogen fuel cells. Investors can be sure that Toyota will do what it takes to remain relevant in the automotive industry. 6. Home Depot. Home Depot's stock continued its momentum so far in 2021. Over the past year, it's up 58%. As the housing bull continues to roar, there is no doubt that Home Depot will continue to outperform the markets as a whole. 7. Alibaba. It's been a year of controversy for China's largest e-commerce company. The latest issue involves the Chinese government pushing the company to sell some of its media assets, which includes the South China Morning Post, because it fears Alibaba holds too much influence over public opinion in the country. End quotes. Due to limited space, I'm just going to mention the names of the funds and companies recommended in this article titled Opinion. Top money managers expect these green energy companies to benefit most from Biden's infrastructure plan. It's by Michael Brush. Go to this podcast page for more information at investingforthesoul.com/podcasts. 1. Pax Large Cap Fund. 2. SmartETFs Sustainable Energy. 2. 3. Tesla. 4. ON Semiconductor. 5. Infineon Technologies. 6. Aptiv. 7. Trane Technologies. 8. Ameresco. 9. Hubble. 10. NextEra Energy. 11. Ormat Technologies. My next article is titled, These infrastructure stocks could rise up to 41% in a year on Biden's massive spending plan, analysts say, by Philip Van Doornen on MarketWatch. Quote, here is an updated list, see table on this podcast's page, of Wall Street analysts' favorite U.S. infrastructure stocks. Starting with the 100 stocks held by PAVE, there are 75 covered by at least 5 analysts polled by FactSheet. Also, quote, only 4 have 100% buy or equivalent ratings. They are Columbus McKinnon Corp., Builders First Source Inc., Herc Holdings Inc., and Minerals Technologies Inc. End quote. Well, these are my top news stories with their stock and fund tips for this podcast. Feel-good investments that make money. To get all the links, stock symbols, or to read the transcript of this podcast and more, go to investingforthesoul.com/podcast and scroll down to this episode. Also, be sure to click the like and subscribe buttons in iTunes, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you download or listen to this podcast. And please click the share buttons to share this podcast with your friends and family. Let's promote a better post-COVID world through ethical and sustainable investing. Contact me if you have any questions. Stay well and healthy and conscious about the ethical and sustainable values of your investments. Thank you for listening. Talk to you next on April 23rd. Bye for now. Learn how to create a simple portfolio reflecting your personal values by taking my 1-hour tutorial. Go to investingforthesoul.com/podcasts and click the link in the right-hand column for my DIY Ethical Sustainable Investing Pays tutorial. Now, I'll mention in the podcast if I have any direct interest or holdings in companies or securities I'm talking about. Furthermore, any news, opinions, analysis, or other information offered by myself, as well as references and information to or from other external sources in this podcast, is provided as general market information and should not be relied upon and thus does not constitute investment advice. Investors should consult their own licensed investment professional before making investments. Also, I will not accept liability for any loss or damage, including without limitation any loss of profit, which may arise directly or indirectly from use of or reliance on information in this podcast. Do contact me at ronr@investingforthesoul.com. Signing off, this is Ron Robbins.